I'm Samantha, and I want to start by saying something important. I see you. I see the late nights you've spent perfecting your resume. I see the disappointment when another application disappears into the void. I see the self-doubt creeping in, making you question your worth and your qualifications. And I want you to know that every single feeling you're experiencing is valid and shared by millions of talented professionals just like you. The job market can feel impersonal and discouraging, but your career story deserves to be told in a way that captures attention and opens doors. That's exactly what Resume Flow does. We take your unique experiences, skills, and aspirations and craft them into a compelling narrative that employers can't ignore. You're not just looking for any job. You're looking for the right opportunity that recognizes your value and propels your career forward. With Resume Flow's AI-powered insights and optimization tools, we're going to make sure that opportunity finds you. Your breakthrough moment is closer than you think. Let's create it together.
I'm not their echo, I'm my own sound. My roots in the earth, my head unbound. They whisper and judge, but I'm not their clay. I mold my tomorrow, I'm done with today. I walked away from their parade. Their words like stones that ricochet. They call me lost, but I am found on this quiet road where I'm unbound. I walked away through the quiet of the storm. Their voices loud, but my soul felt warm. They point their fingers, call me the stray, but I found my freedom when I walked away, yeah.
I walked away from their parade. Their words like stones that ricochet. They call me lost, but I am found on this quiet road where I'm unbound. I walked away through the quiet of the fair. Their voices loud, but my soul felt warm. They point their fingers, call me the stray, but I found my freedom when I walked away. They try to shame the soul that strays. When you carve your path, they turn away. An outsider's heart beats loud and clear. No chains can hold what's free from fear.
Their dreams aren't mine, they never fit. A puzzle forced, it just won't click. I see the world through my own eyes, not filtered through their scripted lies.
Their dreams were cages I couldn't call home. I saw a horizon where I could roam. They don't understand what they can't contain, but my path is my own through joy and pain. They try to shame the soul that strays. When you carve your path, they turn away. An outsider's heart beats loud and clear. No chains can hold what's free from fear.
Let them whisper, let them glare. I've grown strong in this thin air. The crowd may roar, but I won't bend. My road's my own until the end. They call me the out.
Carve your path, they turn away. An outsider's heart beats loud and clear. No chains can hold what's free from fear.
So call me the outsider if that's what I'll be. I'd rather be lost if it means I'm free. Their maps are for them, I'll chart my own sea. I walked away, now I'm finally me.
What's up? What's up? What's up? We are still trying to figure out this software. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I am TechWithRalph. We are engineered to win. It's Tuesday night, everyone. We are on mobile and we are on the regular way. We have a lot of work to do today. I'm going to be talking about what I learned over the past I learned it over a while, right? But it really hit me over the past 2 weeks that I'll let you know. Once we get into the show, I will let you know, and then we'll go from there. What's up, my guy, Junior? What's up, Omer? Yes, I am struggle streaming. My guy, Junior, I'm still trying to wrap my head around the vertical view, the horizontal view, the new software, the new layouts. It's a lot, and I'm still not caught up on all of my thumbnails yet, or not thumbnails, on all of my sound effects yet. So bear with me as we work. I have some really good topics tonight. We're going to be talking about the music industry trying to sue AI companies. We're going to be talking about Japanese drone technology, what they're using them for, and we're going to be talking about power, not like dominance power, but like power, like electricity. We're going to be talking about that as well, because with all these AI data centers and stuff like that, it requires a lot more energy. So we have a great lineup for us tonight. And then we're also going to be working on so last week we started working on the time cost calculator. We're trying to implement a new feature using spec kit, and we ran into a little bit of a kerfuffle. Is that the word, kerfuffle? It was a little bit of a hiccup, right? Because what ended up happening, which could have cost a lot of money, but what ended up happening is that it went down a rabbit hole that it probably shouldn't have went down. So that's what we're going to be getting into tonight. But before we do anything else, I want to take a moment to say, so a little bit of housekeeping. I want to say a big thank you to all of the Tech Coach Ralph channel subscribers, those who have been with me for a very long time, and those who are brand new to the channel, and you're allowing me to add value into you. We're growing fast. We're growing all across the world. So much good stuff. And then I get new ideas for the different things that I'm working on, building for the different presentations that I'm making, through your interaction in the chat, through your comments, through wherever it is that we connect. You guys, through X, through Twitch, through Arena. I haven't streamed to those other platforms in maybe about a week, because we're dealing with some internet issues. No biggie. We're gonna figure it out. So thank you to all of the channel members. I gotta say from the bottom of my heart that I truly appreciate you. I do. I really do. And shout out to my tech barbarians out there. I'm telling you, my tech barbarians, those that I work with one-on-one, they are absolutely amazing. I have one person who is working as a product manager on an app that we're building, and as a QA engineer, and they are building so much knowledge, so much tech industry experience by actually building something. And that's what I encourage all of the people that I work with one-on-one to build, to do something. And another person that I'm working with, I plugged them into with another developer, and they are now doing the quality assurance, testing the application, writing automation tests, writing test cases, all of that stuff to build experience in the industry. And then another one, they just landed a position as a QA engineer for the company that they were working for. They got promoted. Shout out to them. They got promoted, and they are doing absolutely phenomenal, and they are training, and they're they have that hunger for more, as Lloyd Banks album, The Hunger for More. They have that hunger for more. So we are working, we are pushing, we are running it up. So shout out to all of the tech barbarians, my technical explorers, all of the Patreon members. Shout out to you guys. You guys work so hard day in and day out. I just gotta let you know that we are the very best. And last but certainly not least, shout out to all of my tech mercenaries. Really, Rod Brown? All right. Thanks for letting me know. Let me see. Oh, it is. I know why. Thank you, Rod Brown. All right, yes, you stopped me in my tracks. Let me see what happens now. Still no. Okay, hold up. Hey, let me see. Gotta get it right. Gotta get it right. Oh, I know. Is it? No, this can't be right. Let me see. Where is it? Just start capture it. Let me see. Oh, that was crazy. I think we got it. I think we got it. Oh, I got two of them. Let's move this one. Give me a second. We're gonna figure this out. We got things all over the place now. So where's that one coming from? I don't even know. So I remove this. Give me a bear with me. Bear with me. It was kind of double on that one. All right, let's see if we do that. Try one more time. All right, we're good. We're good. There we go. There we go. All right. Thank you, Rod. Thank you so much, Rod Brown, for helping a struggle streamer out.
I appreciate you.
All right. All right. Let me go and put this up as well. Boom. All right. There we go. So, like I was saying, shout out to all of my tech mercenaries out there. Those are the youths who keep the channel running, allowing us to be across the entire globe, getting this tech knowledge out, getting this tech news out, building momentum, building drive, building discipline, all of that good stuff. Thank you so much. Let's get it.
Let's get it.
All right. It's already late. You don't have an icebreaker for tonight. Did I have an icebreaker? Well, actually, no. I do have icebreaker. I don't have a, let me put one up real quick. So let's do this. Like I said, I am all out of it, right? Check. Ooh, let's go to this. It's a long day. But the cool thing about OBS is I can make these updates right in here. All right, so let's go with boom. All right, so we're going to take a quick look at the coaching portal real quick before we get to actual work for tonight. We're going to go over to, what is it? Preview. And my goal, as you'll see, my goal is to get the what do you call that page? Get the waitlist page up and out by Saturday, so that people can start signing up for it, and I can start sending out invitations. But let me go over to here, and why am I all zoomed in like that? I think I know why. Let me let's go see if I can fix myself up a little. If I go to properties, this one maybe filter. Nope. I am becoming a very slow OBS expert. If I go to there we go. It's cool. All right, so bear with me. All right, so basically I added some organization features to the app, right? So here's what I did. I was thinking, so right now things are kind of scattered, and I made a video the other day about having scattered goals are going to lead to scattered results, and we do not want scattered results. So what I did was I said, if you have a daily goal, right, it would make sense for that daily goal to be linked to a long-term goal. Because if you don't have a long-term goal, then what is it? What are your daily goals? Like, what's the purpose of them, right? So, and even if it's like a 6-month goal or maybe a year goal, you should still have like your daily goals to drive towards your long-term goals. And then I said we should also have where your, which we can't show this part right now, right? But we should have, I can't show this part, I probably show it on Sunday, but the keystone goal should also be associated with a long-term goal, because your weekly keystone goal should be also driving towards your long-term goal. So we added that, I added that. And so let me see if can I uncheck this? Oh, I can't uncheck it. If we, so let's say we go to, and also the rewards, right? Let's say add goal. And we're going to say test, right? Let's say add goal. And we're going to say test goal for live stream. And we say testing new goal on live stream. And we say, now I added this category thing. So let's say this category, let's say we go for personal development. Time horizon, let's say a year. Target date, let's say whatever. I actually have to make a fix for this so that you can go like year to year to year to year. And now we can say we're going to link this to an existing goal. We had the milestone stuff. I'm not going to do the milestone part. But say create goal. And now we have our goal created. We have to refresh possibly. Yeah, I have to refresh it. So I also have to add the ability, like there's these little things here and there. I think I'm pretty much done with features for now though. And now I'm just going to be fixing little things here and there, mobile layouts and stuff like that. But there goes the test goal for live stream, right? And we have, so, and it says, let me see, it's linked to a reward right here, or this little icon means that it's linked to a reward, linked to, right? So now if we go to our dashboard again, and we have our rewards, and right now it says link to the epic, to the long-term rewards, because that's what I was already set to. But I could probably say, maybe I can say if it's already linked to a reward, then not allow it. But let me see, edit. So if we say, let's talk about that. Can multiple be linked to to add a, and we said make this wider actually. Test goal for live streams. Let me write this down. So let me write a couple of these things down, because these are a few things that I will not remember. So I will say, make the add daily goal modal wider. Be able to choose be able to choose the year in the calendar widget. And then we also said ability to link, well, I don't know about that one. Think about ability to link one reward to multiple goals, right? So that's what we'll think about. All right, cool. So now if I say that, so here I can link this reward to the test goal live stream. It's like a use effect, I think it's called. Where's one that I just added? I just added, wait a second. Test for live stream. Where'd you go? Test goal for live stream. think it's adding it, but it's moving it to the wrong spot, possibly. I don't know where it went. I gotta find it. Recent goals, test goal for live stream. I'll find it. I don't know, but that's basically the new features that I'm adding. And now I think we're at a good spot. I'm gonna start to refine stuff, clean them up, all of that good stuff, right? But those are the latest features, and I think and I added this little section here to be able to quickly navigate through the dashboard because I saw I was getting kind of cluttered and stuff. So making it simple and easy to access, to use. So that's where we're at. As we're at Thursday, we're going to be finishing up the reason that I don't have the wait list up yet is because I was I wanted to show on stream how I configure the what do you call that thing, the resend. So that's going to be sending out the emails for when somebody signs up for the waitlist, they'll get an email, and then once I send out the sign up code, then they'll get another email for that. So I wanted to do that on stream. So that's why I pushed off actually being able to. That's why I pushed off actually being able to complete that. I said I can wait an extra week to stream doing the wait list so that you can see all the configurations, because we're gonna have to go into recent. We're gonna have to add some DNS, make some DNS updates to the domain name, and then we're gonna need to get it validated, and then we'll be able to test sending the email. And then once that's good, then we are good to go. I'll do some security tests before we publish, and that'll be it. All right, so that's where we're at. Just wanted to keep you guys informed with all of that information. Yeah, so let's go and jump into the chat to say hello to all my friends, and then we will keep it moving. All right, so let me see. I got my guy Junior in the building with the what's up family. What's good, Junior? How are you doing today? Hopefully everything is going well with you. And Junior says, you struggle streaming, coach? I sure am. But I got my sound effects though, thanks to Rod Brown. I got my sound effects thanks to my guy, Rod Brown. Let me see. Junior says, yes, I heard that AI searches and generation eat up a lot of power. Yeah, it is power hungry, those data centers. And the funny thing is, right, data centers used to be for businesses, which they still are, but for businesses to host their applications, the cloud and stuff like that. Now it's like when you think of data centers, you think of AI. Data centers are now synonymous with AI. People forgot about like all the hosting that companies do. The world runs off AWS, off Azure, off Google Cloud Platform, of Oracle. But now it's like all we can think about is AI. Data centers are and AI. That's all that we think about now, right? My guy Rod Brown says, salute to everyone. And Rod Brown says, soundboard must be coming through the mic. That's my bro. There we go. Thank you, Rod Brown. Thank you for the help. And Robert says, there it is. Yes. I'm figuring this out. I am figuring this out. It's a little slower to maneuver. I used to be so quick with OBS. I get boom, 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 boom. Now I'm like, it's like I'm learning how to read and stuff, right? We got my guy Magnetar in the building with the Sith Coach Ralph. Magnetar, I'm sorry, I do not have the you don't know the power of the dark side yet, because I am still transferring over my my sounds over, right, to the new software. And Magnetar says Coach Ralph again. It says us fellow struggle streamers gotta stick together. And Magnetar says, did you mean to have two lives? So I'm trying something out here, right? I'm trying to stream with the mobile view vertically and on the regular desktop tablet type view. So I'm trying it out. YouTube is supposed to be introducing it officially in very, very soon. They've been demoing it, like, or beta testing it for a while, and they're supposed to be introducing it soon. I would like to be able to capture both audiences, because some people, not gonna mention any names, like my wife, they only watch videos that are vertical and shorts, right? So the vertical streams fall into the shorts algorithm. So I'm trying to like, bring more people into this amazing tech game. So that's why I have 2 lives going. I don't know if when they do the official introduction, if it's, because it has, from the screenshots that I saw, it has two stream keys, but I don't know how it shows it. Like, if you'd still go into, like, if you go into one stream, if you're gonna just automatically get that vertical view, because right now it is 2 separate live streams, which I'm not that fond of. I'd rather have one. But but luckily for me though, I can still get the chat. I can get the chat all in one spot on this part, right? So is what it is. Drew says, I opened up OBS yesterday and updated it to the latest version. I don't even know where to begin in that app. Well, guess what? It sounds like we are going to have to do a Patreon meetup. It's going to be a Google Meet. It's going to be a vibe coding show. And we can dedicate the time to setting up OBS. Maybe Rod Brown will be there. Or maybe not. Maybe he'll be too busy for us. Oh, why is this cut off? Hold on. Let me fix this one too. Why are you cut off? Chat messages. Let me get Junior's head. All right, there we go. All right. So, but yeah, so it won't be this weekend because I have to schedule it. I'm doing a special vibe coding show, primarily targeted at my tech barbarians, but everybody's welcome. I will be showing how I investigate and troubleshoot issues, like when I'm working on something and something doesn't seem right, how I navigate through the developer console, how I look at the errors that are happening, if I have access to the code, how I look up in the code to see what's going on, how I report it to the developers. So that's going to be this coming weekend for our vibe coding chill at techwithdrop.dev, and then 2 weeks from there, then we will do a OBS special meetup where we can configure them together. We can take 2 hours. We can configure OBS together. I can show you how I set up my scenes and stuff. It's a little bit different using Windows than using Mac. It's actually better using the Mac because you're like some of the camera issues that Windows gives you, Mac doesn't give that to you. But I found a workaround. I showed Rod Brown it like a year ago, but I don't know. And Magnus says that I'm frozen. I know. I see it's going in and out. It's going in and out. Hopefully it picks up steam. Sometimes the internet just is like the little engine that could. I think I can. I think that I can. Let me see. Robert says it's a learning curve for sure. And Junior says, as is everything, just have to keep pushing forward. Exactly. Let me see. All right, let's see, where else are we? Cool. All right, so that's everything. That is everything. So let's go back to here, and I need to put a shortcut key to remove the. Yeah, let me see. Do I have that? Let me see. Do I have something to remove these? Clear featured. Okay, there we go. So I can do that. All right, so we are going to get into the show for tonight. Basically what I want, so let's go like this, right? We're gonna go to, ooh, I don't have that. Let's do, I almost pressed the wrong one. Let's go to, I really got to get my Stream Deck on point to be able to pull up these different sections. We are on the Tuesday. Cool. So AI sucks at, do I have my, oh, I know what I can do. I thought about this the other day. I am going to put up my timer. Make sure this works. Let me make sure. Well, we'll try it. So I'm gonna put up 20 minutes, and we're gonna be talking about. I'm gonna be sharing the screen as we get it to work, all that good stuff. But AI sucks at developing this, right? So let's see if this works.
It's time to
We don't need the time to be counting down. It'll just take us by surprise. When 20 minutes is up, 20 minutes is up, and then we'll get to work. We will get to work. We got my guy, me, Masify, in the building. Says good evening, Ralph, Rod, Magnetar Jr., and the chat. Hope all is well for you. Good evening to you, my guy, me, Masify. Hopefully you are doing well too. Just keep up, keep at it. We are all thinking about you and praying for you, me, Masify. All right. So let's get to this, right? So AI sucks at developing this. This is what I learned over the past few weeks. Or I realized it. I learned it a while ago. It didn't stick until the past few weeks, right? AI is terrible. And when I say terrible, I mean Charles Barkley terrible at writing unit tests. So when we try to, on 4 or 5 different occasions, I tried to have AI do the units. I tried it with Devin. I tried it with Amazon Kiro. I tried it with Kilo. I tried it with Lovable, and all of them were a total failure.
Bruh. Congratulations, you played yourself.
I think that, so what I think is the right move is to have AI do the research and set the foundation, but then you're gonna have to go in there and try to fix it up yourself, right? And if you are not in tech, if you're not a developer, that might be a little bit of a high ask, but testing is super duper important. One of our apps, we found a major defect because we did perform the right testing. We also didn't have the right automation in place at the time. Luckily, it was a major defect, but minor fix and not a big deal. We got it taken care of, right? But the importance of having your unit test, your integration test, all of those things are key. They're essential. All right. So you have to make sure that you have, because having broken software, it can make you or break you. It could be the end of it. Just depends how valuable your software is. Right. So what I saw, because last week it got to like $15-20 before it timed out using Gemini. I've tried it with Kiro, same results. I tried it with Devin, same results. So I'm like, all right, we can get the framework of the deal, the framework of the unit tests, even with the automation tests, but it's going to take some human intervention. And that's why I think that it's going to be tough for QA to just be easily taken over by AI. It can be a very well, even developers are not going to be getting replaced by AI. It's from what I see right now, it's going to be really tough because AI writes a lot of code, and then sometimes you're like, oh, you can do it this way. Like, oh yeah, you're right, you can do it that way, right? So keep that in mind. All right, so here's what I want to do. Here's what we're gonna do. I'm going to show you. Let me open up the software. I'm going to show you the latest developments that after I decided to tell forget the unit test. Let's just get the application working. I saw some progress, and I wanted to go in and show what it did, and then we can start to fix stuff that aren't working. And then, because I saw some issues that we're having, we can fix stuff that aren't working, and then we can start seeing how we can prompt Gemini on how we can actually fix these unit tests. All right. So let's go over to the screen. Oh my goodness gracious, what is going on here? Oh, I think I know what's going on. Let me fix this. The struggle is real. I guess. Filters. Now I gotta go back and zoom. Why does one... Shouldn't they both be that way? Let me see if I go... Ooh, that's too close. Let's go with that. Now the other one, when we go to the other side, it's going to be all messed up. Whatever. We'll figure it out. All right. So I am in Android Studio, right? And I'm going to start up a Android device. Let's go with the Pixel 9, maybe? Pixel 8 is API 35. Let's go with Pixel 8. All right, so we got it loading. And we are going to, I wonder if I can lock a dock to be on top. Let's see. Monica, we got Monica D in the building. Let me get that one up a little bit. Let's see here. I'm building this thing up in real time. Let's go to chat messages and we say got Monica D in the building. Says I think it depends on how you do it. Like if I write unit tests on a single function, it works fine. But if I give it the entire say component back end front end code, it bombed. You're better than me, Monica, because I'll be like, just write the unit test for the whole entire application, everything. Give me everything, and it'd be like, I don't know about that. All right, fair enough. So we'll try that too. We'll try individual, because like the thing is too, from what I'll see, and like you can keep going, it'll probably eventually get it right, but it's gonna be very, very messy at the end of the day, right? So let's go ahead and say we're going to run it on the Pixel 8. Let's see what these latest developments did. All right, so it's loading. I can create a better logo for this. Should it do that? Well, maybe that's not let's say we go with $5 million a year. So if you make $5 million a year, an hour of your time is worth $570.78. Imagine that, right? So everything is still here, and I had tested this over here. See, we had fixed this the other day. And if we go down, that still works. So I think there's something happens when you make these changes to it, where it kind of reverted some stuff, or I don't know what the thing is, right? But when I prompted it to make these changes, it broke some stuff, which I ended up having to fix them again. But this one, because I know we fixed this before we deployed, and it's working in production, but like when there's nothing in there, it messes it up, right? But here's a new feature, right? So there goes, and there's a couple of things that I wanted to do, right? But when you go here and you say start, let app run in background, allow time cost calculator to always run in background, may reduce battery life. Yeah, okay, we got that. So we say start, and now the key feature of this is while your timer is counting down, it's also going up to let you know how much of your time it's costing you. So you can see in real time what I'm doing, it's costing me actually this much, right? Imagine that. Imagine that. So, let me see. So that was my thought behind this. There's some things in it that still aren't working exactly right. I know at first when I would change to another tab or another section, another page, it would restart or go back to 0. I don't know if it's still doing that. Let me see. Oh, okay. So here's a feature that I added, right? I don't want you to be able to leave. So that part isn't happening because I don't want you to be able to leave while the timer's running, because you're losing focus by going somewhere else. I can't control leaving the actual application because, like, what if, so I think if you get a phone call, it's gonna pause the timer. But if you leave the app, there's nothing I can really do about that because I can't stop somebody from leaving an app, right? You see what I mean? I can't really stop you from doing that. I wonder if I can simulate a phone call. Let's see. Can we simulate a phone call? How would I do that? I don't know how I do that. Let's see. Running devices, not there. I'm not sure I could do that. Said take a picture, device UI shortcuts, hardware input, snapshots, switching the thing over here, the layout. Let me see, phone. Oh, okay, cool. So let's say you do call. And I answer the call. And I say, hello? Hello? All right, so we say close. So it's at 18 right now. So let's see if it's at 16:15 and so let's say it's in the call. Let's call the device. Still counting. So it was at 08, right? It was at 08. All right, so waiting. Let's see. All right, we hang up. Oh, it still counts. Should it pause the timer or not if you get a phone call? What do you guys think? Let me know in the chat. What do you guys think? Should it pause if you get a phone call, right? Would it make sense for it to pause the timer and not count it towards your focus timer? Or have a good night, Junior. Shout out to you. Enjoy Bible study. Yeah, should it pause it? I don't know. Gotta think about it. Let me see if we can ask. Let's go to let's do a ask. Do you think if a user gets a phone call during the focus timer session, the timer should be paused? I said paused. Magnetar says yes, it should be paused. All right, so let's try that. Let's see what AI thinks. I'm inclined to agree with you, Magnetar. Let's see what AI thinks. Where are we? So let's hide this one, right? Oh, we need that one. Let's hide this one. All right, so it says asks a question. It goes to heart of maintaining the focus in the world of interruptions. The case for pausing time preserves the integrity of the focus session. The case against preserving the timer. I don't know if 20 minutes it's gone by. Oh no, it's not yet. So preserving the integrity of the focus session, the core idea of the focus timer, like the Pomodoro technique, is to dedicate a specific uninterrupted block of time to a single task. A phone call is a significant context switch. Pausing the timer acknowledges break and ensures the measured focus time is accurate. Reduces anxiety. If the timer keeps going, the user might feel pressure to rush the call or feel guilty about wasted time, which defeats the purpose of a calm, focused state. That's a good point. User control and flexibility. Pausing gives the user the power to decide how to handle the interruption. They can take the call knowing their session is safely paused, and they can be resumed later. Okay. The case against, though, reflects real world work. For some users, the goal isn't to achieve perfect monostatic focus session, but to track how much time they're attempting to dedicate to a task. Interruptions and all, a running timer might be a better reflection of their actual workday. So as I'm reading this, right, let me know if you guys think that based on the recommendation. Oh, you see, okay, I see what's happening here. So a running timer might be a better reflection of the actual workday. Discourages non-essential interruptions. Knowing the timer is still ticking might encourage users to screen calls more aggressively and only answer truly urgent ones, thereby protecting their focus time more effectively. I mean, honestly, you should probably put your phone on do not disturb during your focus sessions. Simplicity, automatically pausing adds complexity. What if the call is very short, i.e. 10 seconds? Should it still pause? What if the user wants to end the session because of the call? Not pausing is simpler. All right, so a recommended solution. Here is the recommendation from Gemini. The ideal approach is to empower the user to choose the behavior that best suits their workflow. Default behavior: automatically pause the timer when a call is detected. This is likely the most intuitive and desired behavior for majority of users using the Focus app. Add a setting, include an option in the app setting like auto pause on interruption, phone call with a toggle switch. Consider a post-interruption prompt. An advanced feature could be detect when a call has ended and the user returns to the app, then show the prompt. We noticed you were on a call. All right, cool. I like that. And they give us this nice little diagram as well. Cool. I'm gonna say like to implement the recommended settings. Oh, the recommended feature for the phone interruptions. Let's see what. The recommendation. Let's go with that. I'd like to implement the recommendation for the phone call interruptions. Let's go with that. Let's say we do that. So that'd be a code, right? Let's say we do that. Let's see what we get with that. And if you're watching on mobile, shout out to you. Thank you for tuning in. If you're watching on the regular live stream, shout out to you as well. We are building out the mobile time cost calculator mobile app that's available in the app stores right now, on Android, and the new version isn't available on Apple yet. I'm gonna push it this week, right? Hold on. Let's do, give me a second. Which Flutter? And it's gonna be this Flutter right here. I probably gotta do like a symlink for it or something like that. Let's go to, all right, so I'll do this. I'll do this part. Shoot. I will do this part, but then I have to update it to, give me a second here. Manage, shoot. All right, we'll do that. We'll do Control C. We'll do that. We'll send that. We got that. And then I will say over, where do I edit this again? I used to be able to edit the command.
Lunch break! Lunch
There we
break!
go. There goes our lunch break. I will do run command again. Did that work? All right, so already dependencies, we'll try, okay, we got that. All right, so it's working on it. We're gonna let it work, we're gonna let it cook, and we are going to go to break. All right, we are at break. How's everybody doing? How is everyone doing tonight? Hopefully everyone is doing well. We're just working. We are just working. I'm gonna check the chat, and then I will transition to our first break time topic of night. It is Tuesday, October 14th, 2025. We are working Tuesday Night Vibes with Techo Draft. We are working on the time cost calculator, adding the timer feature, which helps you track your, it shows you how much time you're spending during, how much time you're spending, how much your time is costing you during your focus sessions, because we are all about being efficient, and we want to make sure that we have zero bags fumbled. All right, all money in. All right, so let me check the chat real quick, and then we're gonna transition to our first story of the night. Let me see. My guy Junior had to head out. He says, y'all enjoy the rest of the show. Bible study time. Shout out to my guy Junior. Let's go. And Magnus says, yes, we should make it, it should pause, but we're going to implement the feature of making it optional, where the user can configure how they want it to work. And then we'll test it out. And then we'll look at whatever other features that are causing us issues. And then we'll take care of that as well. All right. So, but we're going to get to our first break time story of the night. What is that story? What is that story? Well, let's go over to this one. A Japanese tech giant. You know what? Let's do this. So you can put, I don't even know if this is going to work, but let's do this. A Japanese tech giant leverages laser drones to protect this. What are they protecting? Let's find out. So let's, goodness, what's going on with my browser? Let's do this. All right, so we're going to go over to here, and it says, so let me make sure. All right, so this comes from Tom's Hardware, one of my favorite websites. I've been using Tom's Hardware for like 20 years now, maybe even longer. But this Japanese tech giant deploys laser drones to protect chickens. Yes, chickens. They are protecting chickens with laser drones. What sound is this? Okay. All right, so let's read this together to see what the heck is going on here. So Japanese tech giant deploys laser drones to protect chickens. Drones are hoped to prevent the spread of avian flu. So the goal of the drones are hoped to prevent the spread of the avian flu. What a way. All right, so let's see what they say. Japanese telecommunication and tech giant NTT has designed a laser drone system to protect poultry farms. NTT E-Drone Technology Co. Ltd. worked closely with NTT East Japan Co. Ltd. and the government of Chiba Prefecture to develop. Who's Chiba Prefecture? Who's that? All right, sorry, ADD. Chiba Prefecture is Japanese prefecture. That's in Japan. Is located on Japan's eastern Pacific coast. Oh my God, that's beautiful. That is gorgeous. My goodness. Chiba? Oh my God, do you guys see this? This is absolutely stunning. It's 70 degrees over there. Well, I guess it's Thursday over there. It's 75 degrees. 8:51 to go to Japan. Oh, whoa. 17-hour flight. Does this one work yet? Not yet. Jeez. My goodness. But nice weather. Beautiful. All right, so let's focus. All right. So Japanese. All right. It says to develop a laser system to scare wild birds away from the farm. Machine translation. Oh, I guess they're using machine translation to figure out these wild birds that they need to scare away from the farm. Okay, I gotcha. It says the idea is to reduce or eliminate the spread of avian flu from unwanted feathered visitors like crows and pigeons. Those damn pigeons and crows, I tell you. We can watch this too. It says many countries have faced devastating losses of livestock due to avian flu, and prevention is key in this instance. As a solution to any infection discovered is usually a drastic cull. Some bird flu strains, for example H5N1, are also a danger to humans, especially farmers and the like. In close contact with their hens, according to NTT's press release on the new laser drone system between January and February 2025, a severe situation unfolded with Chiba Prefecture, resulting in culling of over 3.3 million poultry. Facing such circumstances mean that investments in keeping flu at bay are very worthwhile. Yeah. You gotta protect those chickens. All right. So it says birds can spread the flu virus via their physical presence, just by being around. That's what I call toxic. How many people, just by you being in their presence, they just drag you down? Right? But the birds, they can spread the flu via their physical presence alone. Entering a hen house, for example, or via droppings. This means it is important to act quickly to scare them off. NTT drones with the deterrent lasers seem like they are a good fit for this task. Really cool stuff. It says in some infographics shared by NTT, we see the proposed drone system. In the above illustrations from the left, you can see some pesky crows visiting the poultry farm. Next, so let's take a look at it. So on the left, we have these are the pesky crows, right? The pesky crows, remember those pesky little children from Scooby-Doo, right? And then it says next up, an auto-navigating drone is sent up to scare the birds off. Rather than a single concentrated laser, the proposed BB-102 drone fires a beam that is split into many rays. These are both red and green rays. I'll get there when I get there. I will get there when I get there. All right. You're not the boss of me. All right. It says these are both red and green rays chosen for their proven ability to ward off pigeons, crows, starlings, deer too, etc. Moreover, the laser is intermittent, flickering on and off to prevent birds and animal settings in gaps between its rays. So my question is, right, this is my question, which you're probably going to tell us. Because drone batteries typically aren't the longest. How does it know when to, like when there's birds coming and stuff like that, or like when to go up, when to go down, things of that nature. So that's kind of like one of the things that I'm wondering. When does it know? So let's find out if they share that information with us. All right. So it says, so this is the drone. I don't know how these stronger drones, like maybe the stronger drones have a longer life. The local government subsidies will help farmers pay for something like this one from NTT. It is noted that this automated anti-feral bird drone is preferable to manually chasing visitor birds or animals away using noise or chemical substances. That's for sure, right? Let's watch the video real quick because I'm kind of curious. Let's see, right? Let's take a quick. How long is this video? All right, now English. Let me see if they have do they have it auto dub? Let me see what we have. What auto? No auto dubbing available. Do we have captions in English? Nope. Nope. Nothing for us. All right, well, let's watch the video, see if we get anything from it.
地域課題を解決する NTT グループが新たなテクノロジーを用いてソリューションを提供。ドローン BB10 NTT-E ドローンが農業分野で培ったドローンに地域総研のクルナレーザーを搭載。従来の鳥獣害対策では難しかった空からの広域アプローチを実現。慣れへの対策として2色のレーザー光の回転による組み合わせにより複雑な照射パターンを作成。鳥獣の目にレーザー光を入れることで逃避行動を促し、またこれまでにさまざまな実証実験を行いレーザーの忌避効果を確認しています。畑を荒らすイノシシや鹿、またドローンでのカワウの群れやカラスの巣への照射など効果を確認しています。次世代の鳥獣害対策を今ここから BB10 に2025年10月発売。お問い合わせは NTT-E ドローンまで。
So that's interesting. That is interesting. Let me see if I can find a quick. Let me see. Do you have a name for this drone yet? Let me see. I'm just curious about the battery life. How long is the battery life of the NTT-E drone chicken protector? That's the best name I can think of. Let's see if they have any answers. Chicken protector is a drone-based animal deterrent system rather than a long duration aerial vehicle. So the battery life is mentioned in deployment cycles, not. The system's drone uses lasers to scare away wild animals from chicken farms, but they are not continuously flying. NTT-E drones have also developed drones for tasks like agriculture spraying, where flight time is specified per battery charge. That is interesting. While specific flight times metrics for chicken protector systems aren't not available in the search results, here's what we do know. System is automated with drones navigating from charging station to locations where that's what I thought. That's what I thought. So basically, it will when it detects that there are animals coming, it's going to take off on its own, take care of what it's got to do. Then it's going to come back down, and it's all self happening. That is cool. That is cool. All right. I'm with it. I am with it. All right, we're gonna get back to work. We're gonna get back to work. All right, let's go to here. All right, let me go back to full screen. That was pretty cool. That was pretty cool. I must say. Check the chat real quick. My guy Magnetar said, "I thought you said alien flu at first." Well. That could be a thing too. All right. So, let's get back to work. Let us get back to work. Let's keep the show moving. Let's not be here all night long like a Lionel Richie song. All right. Let's not be here all night long like a Lionel Richie song. Let me go ahead and put another 20 minutes up on the clock, and we're gonna check what's going on.
Let's go!
So let's see what happened to our. Oh, I can type in here. All right. Let's see what happened to. Says it seems like it's running into issues with the command line for adding dependencies. Yada. Let's see. It appears phone state appears already listed. We read that already. Update timer to pause and resume the timer. The timer based on phone calls Modify. All right, so modify the focus timer to listen to phone calls interruptions. All right, we got that. Where are we at? I will now modify a timer service to automatically pause and resume the timer when phone call is detected. This involves importing phone state package, listening to phone call state changes, and calling pause timer, resume timer methods. So we got that. Now the timer service is updated. I need to ensure that the phone state subscribed is properly disposed when the timer service is no longer in use. Did that. Now I will update the timer service. I will update the to-do list. All right, so the to-do, so that's done. Now we're doing modifying the focus timer screen to listen to phone call interruptions. All right. Now we'll modify focus timer screens. All right. Modify that. Let's see here. I see the main.dart already has a change notifier provider for the timer service. That means I don't need to make any changes to that. I will now proceed to modifying the focus timer screen to listen for phone calls. I will add the listener. So listeners is something that's like paying attention in the background, all right? I've implemented the feature to automatically pause and resume the focus timer during phone calls. The timer service now listens to phone calls, and all right, so we got that. So we can test that, but there's also, so let's test that part real quick, right? Let's test that part real quick. Let me stop this. And I'm going to run it again. I'm going to put on my hoodie for a second because I am starting to get cold in here, right? So I'll be right back. I'm just going to go off camera for a second. All right, I'm back. I am back. Just had to throw a hoodie on. All right, so we have an error when trying to run this. Let's see. So here's what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna copy this whole thing right here. And I'm going to say, put it in here. When trying to run the app with the focus timer updates to listen to phone calls, I got this error. And let's run that. And that should go ahead and fix it for us. I have a question. I have corrected the mismatch. Please try. All right, so let's try to run it again. Let's see what we get. Let's see what we can get with that. Oh, it's gonna start. It is gonna start. Nice. All right, so let's go to here. All right, it started. So we have our $5 million a year. All right. So now let's go ahead and start a session. And we are going to, where did we get the phone call again? Oh, we're gonna get a phone call now. So right now, 40. So it's I'm gonna answer. It's gonna be at, was that 40? How you gonna call me and I get a busy signal? What? You call me and I get a busy signal? Come on, man. Come on, man. All right. So did it? So 23. All right, let's do it again. 23, 20, 19. Oh, I missed a text message. 15. We're gonna answer at 12. We answered at 12. Right? And we are going to hang up. Oh, it didn't stop. It didn't pause. All right, so let's go back in here and we're going to say, the app runs and, well, the feature doesn't work as expected. So I'll say the app was able to run without errors, but when I answered the phone call, the app did not pause. The focus timer did not pause. Let's see what it says now. But I mean, this is the beauty of AI, though. It gives us, like, we can dictate what's being done and troubleshoot and try to fix it and all that good stuff, you know? By the way, I got my my stream elements up and running again. So I do gotta shout out a few people that I didn't get to catch last week when I made the transition to this new software. So I gotta highlight some super chatters who showed love and some people who subscribed to the channel. Let's see. Let's see what it says. Let's see. I added the necessary permissions and iOS can, all right, so let's stop that. And we are going to run it again. Oh, there's an error somewhere, right? There's an error somewhere, but we'll see what happens. Where'd that error live? All right, so if we go here, we say focus timer. We start. And we say, is it here? Is it this one? All right, so we say call device. So 45, 44, 43. Sorry, 43, right? Let's see if it actually, so 43, 43, 43. It didn't stop. Am I missing something? All right, I'm gonna stop it. Let me stop it again. Let's start it again. And here's the thing, right? If you notice, it's only cost us about like 58 cents today. We were at like $15, $20 last week when we were trying to do the unit test. That's why I say you got to be careful, because like I wasted a lot of money on Devin trying to have it right unit tests. Not the strong suit. Not his strong suit, all right? All right, let's try that again. Start the timer. And let's say we do call device 50. So let's say let's look at this. It gets 10 seconds. Let's when we end the call, what it's gonna be at. See, it didn't stop. It didn't stop. All right, so I will say that The app still has the same issue. I'm gonna say this one. I'm testing on an Android emulator. That's. I'm not entirely sure I'm gonna test this on the Apple device. I gotta get me an Apple device though, for real. It says I will add the permissions to the package, to the project. Let's say run. Because TimeCloud is put on integration test from SDK, which doesn't exist, the Flutter SDK is not available. You should use Flutter Pub instead of Dart. Okay. Now I will add the permission handler. Now the permission handler dependency has been added. I will modify the main Dart to request the phone permission at startup. This will ensure the app has the necessary permissions to read the phone state on Android. I will now modify the main Dart to request the phone. Okay, we read that. I have added the runtime permission request for the phone state. I will now ask the user to test the feature again, okay? I will test the feature again. As the user, I will test the feature again. Oh, you can say my name, though. Why you can't say I will ask? You know what? I'm going to say. I'm going to do it. Let me get this working first, but. Let's see. Allow time cost calculator to manage and make calls. I gotta get the name right somehow. Let me see where. So I can find this. Time cost calculator. That's this one. Name manifest.json. Let me see if I change this for time cost calculator. If I stop it, cause I'm just. Let me see something. I'm just curious. I gotta update this thing too. Let's see. Can I put a to-do in here? Probably not. Nope. All right. I'll take a look at that. No. Allow time cost calculator to make and manage phone calls. It's not that one. Where is the app name specified? Maybe it's the short name? I just want to get this part to. I would like it to show, like, I don't want it to show that way, you know what I mean? Oops, let me see. Stop. Try to run that again. Or maybe that's what it was. Not that one. Let me stop it again. Maybe it was this one. I just had never. Let's do that. Don't know. Let's say, there. Look at me going down a rabbit hole. Look at me going down a rabbit hole. Let's see. I'm gonna show it this time. Can we do a? So let's do a. Let me stop it. Make sure. Stop. Run. Didn't ask. Okay, shoot. I needed to ask. Could I do a Wipe. Can I do a device wipe? All right, so let's stop this. I think if I go to device manager, I could do a wipe data. Let's do a wipe data. Then we're gonna start it over again, right? So let's start it up again. Cause that way, I'm just like, and if this doesn't do it, then I'll just leave it as is, you know. But that'd be pretty cool. Let's do a description. Time cost calculator to help users understand the value of their time, the cost value of their time. Do that. Let's say help understand. All right. So let's go over here and we're going to try to run it again to here, here. Let's see if it pops up the right way. Fingers crossed. Oh, I did it. All right, whatever. I'll find that out another. I really wish I could. Time cost calculator. I don't know where that's specifying it to. Pub spec? I don't think that's pub spec. I'll research that later on, but that would have been cool to get it. So let's say allow. You can always wipe the state once we figure it out. And we can say 50. So now, if we come down over here, start, allow, start again. A minute of your, or a second of your time is worth $6 an hour. All right, now we're going to simulate a phone call. We're gonna say phone call 41. I don't know what this thing is. What is that? Oh, so it stopped at 40. What is this thing over here though? And did it crash? Oh. All right, so let's decline the call. Let's say that, so let's run the app again just to make sure, right? Because sometimes when you're like testing it, it'll lose connection for some reason. But let's make sure that that's really what's happening. So you can go here, start, and we say call device. It paused. Let's see if it's gonna crash. Let me let it ring a little bit more to see if it's gonna crash. Hasn't crashed yet. All right, let's answer. Good, good. Let's hang up. And then restart. Okay, so all right, so let's copy. So I'm gonna copy all of this stuff over here, right?
Lunch break. Lunch break.
All right, before we go to break, I'm just gonna copy this and put it into the prompt so it can start researching what's going on. I thought it said that it failed for some reason. Maybe it was lower down. Let's go to. Okay, so let's get all of this stuff over here. Hide this And I'm going to send that over. And then we're going to go to break. We will go to break now. Sweet. All right, so it's sending. Let's go to break. Let's get to our next topic of discussion for tonight, which will be, let's see. Boom. Surging AI power demands. Let me update this to update this one. I'm gonna start creating my own. Like I asked the people, like, can you create your own? And they were like, oh yeah, you just gotta learn it through here. I'm like, okay, cool. So I'm gonna start creating my own layouts as well, because I really did like the one that we had on the other software. It was kind of similar to this one, but gotta get it all cool. And so you know how we do. We're gonna end up learning a new software, right? We're gonna end up learning a new software. So we are going to jump into this AI power surge. First thing we're going to do, we're going to watch a YouTube video. It's about 5 minutes long about this. And then I'll put 5 minutes on the clock and we're going to read the article together, share some thoughts, share some insights, and go from there. Probably skim through the article since we're going to watch the video, but we'll see. All right. So I am going to share the screen.
Your next guest is one of the leading power deal makers in the world. His Energy Capital Partners, a leading investor in Calpine, which was sold earlier this year to Constellation Energy for more than $26 billion, including debt. Doug Kimmelman is founder and now executive chair of Energy Capital Partners, ECP, and joins us now. Doug, it's great to have you on set.
Thanks, Brian. Good to be back.
43 years in this business. Did you ever think we'd get to this point where power has now become really the hottest commodity in the world?
Finally exciting. I always use the word reliability, right? The world doesn't function, the economy doesn't function, industry doesn't function without it. But now all of a sudden critical to growth in the U.S. is AI. No electricity, no AI. So we're in the hot seat right now.
How stiff is the competition? If you were to own a power plant right now that was not contracted to send its electricity to a utility, how much attention would that power plant owner be getting right now?
Enormous, but it's not like we have a lot of excess megawatts out there to throw over at the AI. We've got to deal with the consumer first and foremost, and reliability. So really, we're going to be talking about additionality, new megawatts, rather than taking extra off of the grid to supply them.
I assume, listen, electricity costs tend to go up. Everything tends to go up over time. It's called inflation. But will electricity costs around the country go up far faster than inflation in years to come?
Well, let's talk about electricity prices. We're in New Jersey. We got a gubernatorial race. They're arguing about whose fault is it that electricity prices are going up so much. What people don't realize, here in New Jersey, public service electric and gas, they serve maybe 75% of the state. Roughly 30% of your bill is power generation. 20% are taxes, all sorts of policy things, add-ons. No one knows what all those little pieces are. But 50% of it is transmission and distribution. There has been massive add-ons. People don't realize, here in New Jersey, we got a gubernatorial.
Did y'all catch that? Did y'all catch what he just said about the energy costs? Let's listen. I'm gonna slow this down. I'm gonna slow it down. And I know he's in New Jersey. He's talking about New Jersey, but this is applicable to everyone. This is why your power bills are so expensive.
Race, they're arguing about whose fault is it that electricity prices are going up so much. What people don't realize, here in New Jersey, public service electric and gas, they serve maybe 75% of the state. Roughly 30% of your bill is power generation.
Y'all heard this, right? Y'all heard this. 30% of your bill is power generation. 30% of your bill is the electricity that you use. All right?
20% are taxes, all sorts of policy things, add-ons. No one knows what all those little pieces are. But
20% taxes. So you're saying that the taxes on electricity is only 10% less than my usage?
50% of it is transmission and distribution. There has been massive spending over the last 15 years on transmission and distribution. Remember, we had Superstorm Sandy, And the mindset was that every Thursday we're going to have another hurricane. So public service electric.
And the other, so 50% is not even what we're using. It's about transporting the electricity, distributing the electricity. Anybody worked for a power plant before? I would love to get some more insight on all of this electrical type stuff, right? Because if my electricity bill this past month was $300, that means 150 of that is distribution, right? And the other 150, 30% of that is 30% of that would be what I used, and 20% of that would be for taxes. That is crazy. That is absolutely crazy.
Gas has put in probably 20 to 30 billion already. The next 5 years, another 30 billion. That is now showing up in rates. We've had an increase just on the transmission side, about 300% increase over the last 15 years.
How much of that is because politicians everywhere ignored it for years because if it wasn't their immediate problem, they didn't want to say, I'm going to raise rates, so they ignored it. Now, in many places, I think we've got power lines 60, 75 years old. They're critically old. They're falling over a high wind. Boom, they're down, maybe a fire. I feel like we're at this inflection point.
Yeah, look, it's not just that. Renewables are in remote locations, right? It's windy and sunny out in the desert, not necessarily where people live. You need thousands of miles of transmission lines. That's very expensive. That goes into rates. And so when you put that into the equation and those increases, power generation over the last 15 years actually has gone down maybe 40 or 50% in terms of the price. But going forward, obviously, it's going to have to be additionality. We can't do that to the retail consumer to just say we're going to take it from the grid.
So when Doug Kimmelman, and I'm referring to you in the third person, when Doug Kimmelman is watching CNBC and hears that OpenAI is saying, we're going to do a 10 gigawatt deal over here, we're going to do a 5 gigawatt deal over here. By the way, this is the equivalent, as I've said to our viewers, of millions of homes worth of power just being handed out like candy, right? 10 megawatt, you get a megawatt, and you get a gigawatt, and you get 10 gigawatts. What are you thinking? Is that power production going to be there?
Well, it's massive of the needs. Let's just go through the math a little bit. The U.S. has about 1,200 gigawatts of power generation capacity, 1.2 million megawatts if you want to put it in megawatts. Data centers right now are about 2% of that, so maybe 25 gigawatts.
Okay.
And we're talking about going to 10% of electricity needed for that. So
five-fold increase.
Yeah, so maybe another 100 gigawatts or so. But the big one we're forgetting, right now we're about 40% of our power comes from...
100 gigawatts is effectively the state of California being added to the grid.
Yeah, but I'm going to give you two more to almost triple that. We're nuclear and coal. We used to be 70% of our power came from that. We're down to 40%. It's still shrinking. They're old as well. Maybe 150 gigawatts could be lost. Right? And then on top of that, we're talking about AI demand. You're forgetting a whole bunch of pieces of demand. LNG export, highly electricity intensive, right? We've got to refrigerate that gas, liquefy it to send it off. Cryptocurrency mining in Texas, the electricity load for crypto is bigger than the entire city of Houston. Onshoring of manufacturing, obviously we have that under the president, a lot of it electricity intensive. And, you know, we can put in the equation if we want, you know, on all of that, not just the crypto mining.
There are no new...
Wow. Wow, that's interesting. That is interesting. So let's see. Let's go over here. So it says new megawatt will have to supply AI, not current. All right, so we read that. Let me see. Is there anything we can mine on? This was just the video anyway, so we're good. We are good. That power is going to be interesting. That power is going to be interesting. Let me know your thoughts on that. Let me know your thoughts on that. Are you worried that we're going to have that power is going to go up exponentially, or that I don't know, is it going to go up? I guess the question is it going to go up so much because of AI? Because as you heard at the end of the video, the mining of crypto, LNG, manufacturing is coming. I'm sure they're going to want to build new homes. It's going to be a lot. It is going to be a lot. And from the transportation, that's 50%. Transportation and distribution of electricity is 50% of our bills. 50% of our bills. Wowzers. Wowzers. All right, so something to take into consideration. All right, but let's get one last segment in of work tonight before we head out. I'm going to throw up 20 minutes. Let me put this back on. Let's go to... All right, let's put up one last segment of 20 minutes, and then we'll get up and out of here.
It's time to do.
All right, so let's go back over here. And let's see what happened. It says that I wrapped up. All right, so what happened over here? We gave the error that we got. And it said that, thank you for providing the error details. The render flex overloaded error indicates that the button in the focus timer is taking up too much of the horizontal space, causing them to overflow off the screen. Because I added a resume button without considering the available space. To fix this, I will wrap the buttons in a wrap widget, which will allow the buttons to wrap to the next line if there isn't enough horizontal space. All right, got that. Okay, we did that. I have wrapped the button. To prevent overflow, I will not. All right, so it's time for us to test again. All right, so we're going to run it. I don't know if that's going to take care of. I thought I saw a mobile issue. I don't know. Let's see what we get. So we have this. We're gonna go to focus timer, and we are going to say that we're gonna call. Let's phone home. And we are going to say answer. We're going to stop it. How did I go to break already? What? That's weird. And why is this not counting even during a break? A little perplexed. Let's try that again. That's, I don't know, that's weird. All right, let's see. Call device. Okay, it's paused. Oh, there goes the resume button. Answer. Hang up. Okay. I got you. Okay, I think it worked. Call one more time. I decline. It keeps going. Okay. So why is... Oops. Let's call again. Okay, if I hang up. Wait, let me lower the amount. Let me lower the amount because that big number is hard to maintain. So let's say we do this, right? And we say start. And we say call device. It pauses. I see the resume button, but there's nothing I can redo about it. Decline. Is it starting over? Let me see. Call device. And then I decline. Oh, okay. So it's restarting the costs. So if I do this and I say answer and I hang up. Okay, so that's the issue. So let's go to here and I say the app has a new error when I answer or decline the call. It resets the cost at 0 as opposed to 0 as opposed to continuing to count up. As opposed to continuing to count up. Also, during the breaks, the cost should continue to go up because even when you are taking a break, that break does cost money as well. We should calculate the cost of the total working session and break down the cost of the focus time and the cost of our breaks. All right, let's go like that. Let's see what it can give us. Let's see what it can give us. Let's see. All right. I understand the requirements. The cost logic needs to be adjusted to handle the interruptions correctly and continue to tracking the cost during the breaks. Here's my plan. Refactor the cost calculation. This will move the cost calculation logic into the timer service. This will centralize the calculation and ensure the cost is not reset when the timer is paused or resumed. Persist timer state. I will modify the timer service to keep the timer running in the background. You know what? I just thought a new idea. It would be cool if it could track, like, you know how it tracks your screen time. If it could say, this is the cost of you using these apps, right? So based on like when the apps are open, it would say you spent this much time on this app, this much time on that app, and this is how much these apps are costing you in your time and the value of your time. Write that down. I am going to write that down. Time cost calculator. Can we make it track or make it calculate the time, the cost of the time of each app that was actively opened and used? It would ignore apps that were running in the background. I look at that feature. That would be a pretty cool feature, so you can know all the things that you're using, how much they're actively costing you. So if you're on YouTube for like 10 hours, you're like, oh, 10 times that time, you know? All right, so this is done. Let's start up again. All right, that's done. Let's say we go to focus timer. We start. Okay, now we want to do a phone call. It paused correctly, okay. At 50, okay. Answered. Hung up. I thought it was gonna start. Okay, it didn't start over. I mean, it started over. I thought it was gonna do it. Call device, 5 cents. If I decline, it starts over. Nope. I would say the app still runs. App still has the same issue. Let's do that. And then the purpose, like when I started the show about the unit test and the integration test, like you should be able to run them, and like all these different scenarios, like, because you don't want to break existing stuff. So like, for example, the issue that we're having with the inputting the hour and the minute, integration test will catch that. It says I moved the change note. All right, let's try that again. Let's see what happens now. Let's do start the timer. Call. Let's start with a decline first. No, it's still starting it over. Gotta test different scenarios. If I do resume, starts over. Yep, still starting over. Let's say I do answer. Yep, starting over. Yep, still starting over. The timer keeps starting, or the cost does not continue. Counting up. It starts over, but the timer continues from where it left off. Let's see what we get from that one. Let me see. I've modified the start timer method to prevent the initial duration from being reset when the timer is resumed. I will now ask the timer to test the feature. I will not ask. Okay. Let's stop it. Let's run it. Oops. Let's see what happens. Let's go here. Let's start. Let's get our phone call coming in. Let's try with a decline. Nice. Let's go. Let's get it. So now let's try to do, if we answer the call, so 40, all right, 48, answer the call. Stop. Nice. There we go. Let's go. Let's get it. Cool. Sweet. So that part is done. All right. So let's say that this app works as expected. There was another piece of the puzzle that this was supposed to add, where it was, let's be able to find it now. When it made its recommendation to us, it said that, see if I can find it. Oof, that's rough to go looking through all this. I saw the beginning. Let's see. I'm gonna say copy that and say code. This was also part of the recommendation. Could we implement that as well? Let's go with that. Let's see what we can get out of that. All right. So the post now implement the post interruption screen. I'll update the timer to check the auto pause on interruption setting before pausing the timer. All right, I will implement the settings for handling phone call interruptions. Here's a plan. Create a settings screen. I'll start by creating a new settings screen where the user can configure the auto pause feature. Add a toggle switch on the screen. I will add a toggle switch for the auto pause on interruption. Store the settings, shared preferences. Update the timer service. The timer service will be updated to check the stored setting. Post interruption. Finally, I will implement a post interruption prompt to give the user more control over the session. Sweet. Pretty cool. So, all right. So after this is done, like after this feature is implemented, I think from what I'm seeing, it's working pretty good. We'll work on the tests for it, right? We're gonna work on the test for it. I have implemented the settings screen with the logic to check the user's preferences. All right, so let's go ahead and give it a try. Stop that. Let's run it. Let's see what we get. Shout out to the Dodge Charger out there. All right, so let's go. Oh, there's a setting screens here. Auto pause interruption. We go here. I mean, they could have just. I guess we'll get more settings in the future, right? But they could have just added it straight on here. But no biggie. Let's say it's getting kind of crowded as well. So let's say we start running. All right, so now we can do a phone call. Answer. Okay, resume. Sweet. If we let me do another call. I didn't see that pop up though. It forced us to resume it. It didn't auto resume this time. Let's answer. Hang up. I think there's a screen that's missing. And if I click on start, what happens? It starts over. I guess that's fair. I don't know. I'll have to think about that part a little bit more. The break is all right, cool. The break is counting. Should I just keep counting the same thing up? I guess it's fine. I don't know. I'll think about that part later. All right, let's go back to. I'll say it runs as well. It didn't get the. I didn't check something. I have to check one more thing. So let's say we restart timer. We do. What is this? Stop. Restart timer. Something's not right. Complete session. Or. So we do this. Something's not right. Ooh, what is this? Cancel. Let's do this. Complete session. And we say start. Something's not right here. Complete session. Something definitely isn't right. Break time. Stop. All right, so that's an issue. When I click on stop, it is taking me to it's starting the break time for the timer. Let's go with that. Let's go with that.
Lunch break. Lunch break.
And that's I guess that's where we're at tonight, right? So I think next week we'll probably finish cleaning up this, and then we will get some tests around it. Let's see. Yeah. We'll leave it at that. We will leave it at that for tonight. Let's go back to full screen. Let me check the chat, and then we will, let me see what time is it. Yeah, I'll check the chat and then we'll get out of here. The last story, we will save that for another time, for maybe next show. It was gonna be piracy claims and music, so we'll save that for next week. But I will end the show with some amazing AI generated music by yours truly, Techo Trav. All right, so the chat says we got Phil Knight in the building. Phil Knight says, nice to see vertical mode. Nice. I see vertical mode on YouTube. Guess what, Phil Knight? I am doing both of them. BOAF, both of them. I am on the regular widescreen view for my computer-based type people who prefer this. And I am on the vertical view for people who only watch vertical live streams and stuff like that. Try to reach a wider audience to share this tech game. So thank you so much for tuning in. I truly appreciate you as always.
I appreciate you.
And before we go, I did want to shout out some of my homies. So I can find it. Where can I find it? Let's go to, okay, it's gonna have to be here, stream, because I had, let's see, go to dashboard, got some new subscribers. So I want to shout out some new subscribers that came on, as well as some super chats that we got over the past few days. So first and foremost, I want to shout out my guy. Y'all know my guy. Let me see. I'm gonna hide this. How can I hide this? All right, cool. I want to shout out my guy Slimmy, who hit me with a $19.99, a $20 super chat last week. The first day that we actually switched softwares. Shout out to my guy Slimmy.
What's this? Oh, it's only money.
It is what it is. Shout out to my guy Slimmy, and shout out to my guy from the last show, from our Sunday show.
What's this? Oh, it's only money.
Shout out to Peter Investor for looking out over the weekend, and we had some recent signups, some recent subscriptions. Shout out to The Move, who subscribed just recently, and last but certainly not least, shout out to Sarah Elizabeth, who subscribed to the channel as well. Shout out to all of you. Thank you guys so much for your support, for tuning in and helping this channel grow, helping us move across, sharing this technology across the entire world. All right. Last message of the night before we get up out of here. Phil Knight says, I'll catch the replay. I've been coding on my end. Nice to see the upgrade, bro. Shout out to you. I'm working. I switched softwares and it's cool. I'm gonna create my own layouts. I have to learn this platform that has that uses these overlays and stuff like that. But I want to create my own, and then we can there's so many. It's so customizable. Over the weekend, I was over the weekend on Saturday, I was trying out like the software. I was trying out Patreon live stream. I lost the video, unfortunately, right? That sucks. But I was showing around like how I used how I was setting up OBS, using the software, all that good stuff. So, and then I reached out in the Discord and said, oh yeah, if you go to this site, then that's what I was gonna. That's what I wanted to do as icebreaker. Maybe I'll do that on Thursday's icebreaker. I wanted to start looking around that platform to see, okay, how do you get started to creating these overlays? So maybe Thursday we'll kick it off with that, so I can introduce you to that platform, and so I can start getting familiar with it as well, and how I can start creating my own overlays. Right? But that is all for today. Oh, we had a new follower on. Nice. Cool. All right. But that's it. That is it. Remember, so quick announcement before we head out of here. Tomorrow we will be premiering Software Expressions Custom Overviews. I am going to show you tomorrow. I believe what I'm going to be showing is I believe it's how I use Google Gemini as my product owner to help clean up my stories, my thoughts, help me come up with these story ideas. I run the ideas past them because I'm not a product owner by day. I know what they do, but I cannot think like a product owner, right? So I use Gemini to help me, assist me with that, help me write my user stories in a way that a developer could understand. And then we build from there, right? So I'm going to be premiering that tomorrow, noon Eastern time. Looking forward to seeing you there. I'll be in the chat. We'll discuss it, and if you have any follow-ups, then we'll take care of that live. All right. But that's it. That is it. We're gonna be back live Thursday night. It's gonna be a little later than usual because I do have my kids' pre-T-ball practice to attend to, and then we'll be here. We'll work. Thursday is gonna be. You know what? Maybe Thursday I'll be working on the coaching portal. Maybe I'll start cleaning it up. Oh no, actually, nope. I take that back. Thursday we're gonna be finishing up the wait list. We're gonna be setting up the email on the wait list so that we can actually make it available to the public to be able to start signing up, all that good stuff, right? But that's it. Well, I am going to get up and out of here. You guys have a wonderful, wonderful night. Thank you guys so much for tuning in, for your time, whether you tune in on mobile or on the regular live stream. I hope I was able to add value. And if I was, do me a big favor before you get out of here. Like the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell so you know every time we go live and drop new content. But with that being said, Techo Ralph, we are out.
Spartans! What is your profession?
You said it was Mandy, but it's still the same. Words like bandages that don't stop the pain. I held your words like glass in my hands, sharp truths and smooth demands. You said you meant the cracks I see, but promises break so easily. I trusted the stars, but they all fell down. Every promise made just spins around. The truth feels fake, the lies too real. I'm caught in the loop, I can't unfeel.
I reach, but it slips away. Truths turn shadows in the light of day.
I don't know what to believe anymore. Every fix just opens another door. Confidence feels like a hollow sound. I look for answers, but they can't be found. You paint the sky with a perfect hue, a shade of trust that fades to blue. I step forward, fall right through. Your mirror's cracked and so are you.
Tell me, what's the game? Truth and lies, they sound the same. Every time I think I've won, I'm back where I begun.
I built my faith like a house of sand, each grain slipping through my open hand. Your confidence is a polished mask, hiding the answers I forgot to ask. I don't know what to believe anymore. Every fix just opens another door. Confidence feels like a hollow sound. I look for answers, but they can't be found. Is it me who's blind or you who lies? Is it hope or hurt that keeps me tied?
much did they think I'd take before the walls around me break? They used me up, they bled me dry, but I stayed strong, I reached the sky. How much more did they think I could take? Their whispers were poison, their smiles were fake. Behind the curtain, their plans were obscene, using my heart to fuel their machine.
I gave them my truth, they gave me their lies. Played me like a pawn in their grand disguise. I stayed on my path through the darkest of fires, while they chased the shadows of selfish desire.
But I won't break, I won't bend. This is my story and I'll write the end. They can't control the fire in me, I'll rise above their devious schemes. I saw the cracks in their glittered facade, every move a step in their twisted charade. But I kept my head high, my heart stayed clean, while they sank deeper into their cunning routine.
They whispered lies in the dark of the night, promises wrapped up in glitter and light. But I saw through the cracks in their grand disguise. Their schemes were shadows beneath their sweet lies.
Now I see clearly the roles that we played. They chose deception, I chose to stay brave. The scars on my soul are badges I earned. Their schemes have crumbled, the tables have turned. I won't bow down, I won't retreat. I've got a heart that they can't defeat. Their web of lies, it won't confine this soul of mine. It's built to shine.
But I won't break, I won't bend. This is my story and I'll write the end.
They can't control the fire in me, I'll rise above their devious schemes. How much did they think I'd take before the walls around me break? They used me up, they bled me dry, but I stay strong, I reach the sky. How much did they think I'd take before the walls around me break? They used me up, they bled me dry, but I stay strong, I reach the sky.